guys, today I want to share a topic of self-recognition. What does it mean and why does it matter and how does it work? Even if you don't admit it, most of us are not truly aware of how we treat ourselves, whether treating ourselves as a best friend or our enemy. So let me give you a real scenario. You book a flight and you miss it. What would you thinking in your mind? Would you tend to beat yourself up? I told you so. You shouldn't book this early flight and, you should arrange a taxi in advance and you should do that and you should do that. Or you tend to be showing compassion and mercy to yourself. You know what? You really had a hard time. I'm glad that at least you try. But even though, the result was not what you expected, but that's okay. You learn a mistake and you can still repurchase a ticket and, to enjoy the flight. So having this mentality would differentiate your every single day life. So self-recognition, why is this matter? Is because if you don't get back to your own self and not at peace with your own self, it doesn't matter whether life throws to you banana or life throws to you lemon. Whether you encounter some interesting, good experience or whether you experience some horrible stuff like sour like as lemon or sweet as banana, but you are not able to enjoy it when life is good and you're not able to truly grow from it because you always beat yourself up and life is already tough and what's the point to beat yourself up? So I'm not suggesting you are being self-absorbed, and ignoring the mistakes that you have made, the poor decision that you have made. And, I'm not asking you to deny it, but acknowledge it is one point and having the courage to confront to yourself and make peace with yourself. So I own up my choice and I own up the consequence from that choices. But then wherever the choices lead me to, wherever consequence that I may need to face, whether it's positive or negative, at least I tried my best. And for that, I own up and I'm proud of myself and I'm at peace with myself. I fully acknowledge myself. I fully accept myself and I fully, love the way I am. So having this self-recognition really do you good in life, especially when you are living slightly longer in your life and then it's just so sad that you are still holding something against yourselves since you grow up, during the childhood time, teenager time, and young adulthood. So especially for this month, I'm dedicate this video to help people maybe used to be like me that, very, very judgmental over self and then keeping a very unrealistic high standard over self. And even though people throw you with compliments, approval, you are the one to fulfill it because you were being so hard up on yourself. So, I would suggest whoever watched this video, spend some time alone, maybe during your quiet time, maybe at a coffee shop, maybe during a weekend getaway, just having a mind, to ponder how you doing, keeping a journal sounds great. I've been using the journal as a safe space for me to pouring out my thoughts, with a non-judgmental but a curiosity thought to really understand myself, especially for the things that I ought to do, I didn't do, and for the things that I shouldn't do and I did it anyway. There were indeed negative consequence out of the poor choice making. And somehow, even it's like a life journey, everyone make mistakes, but there was some time we would be our own judge. We were the one that not willing to let go of our past, even those people we offended, they already offered their forgiveness to us. So apart from having the reconciliation with the God Almighty, the Lord Yeshua HaMashiach, it's also very important to have a conversation with yourself. If you're willing, if you're able to do so, I even suggest you to practice it in front of the mirror, that you're able to see yourself eyes to eyes and to really say things with kindness toward yourself. Whether you're a lady, whether you're a guy, do it. You can start from praising yourself. I really like how you look. You can sort of like jump out from like as a third person and check yourself out as like a very good friend. I really like how you look, even though you may feel like, oh, there's like a scars here, you got it since your childhood time, it does really affect how the eyebrow grow, but regardless of that, even though you have the scar like this, or like this, the freckles or anything that you are not least fond of, then you wish that your facial expression, your features, your body shape is up to what you desire. But even though you were born with this, even though that, there may be time then you can even grow better, like work out, exercise, you couldn't and you didn't, and that is the fact that you are experiencing right now. But you can still choose to embrace it, and you can choose to accept it, and you can choose to admire and to praise yourself as your very best friend. Because we tend to look at what we wanted, we tend to look at the part that we least like of, instead of the whole picture that, what most people like you about. So I want everyone to practice that in front of the mirror, to practice the self-recognition and self-reconciliation, to make peace with yourself. It's okay not to be okay, and you are safe, you are being loved, you are valuable, you are accepted, even though people may judge you, but I'm the one, myself, am the one truly accepts you. Of course, you can also ask for prayer. Like there's some time, I asked for revelation, vision, and that I could literally see Yeshua, Jesus, embrace me. But, there's some time, even though I have seen that vision, or I have friends and close ones pointing out, praise, appreciation, but there was a blockage, like a wall, literally. It feels like a wall, like the compliment not able to really penetrate into my heart and my soul and my spirit. Why? Because I was myself, the own enemy, So I definitely don't want everyone like experience the same like me, or even you might have experienced similar situation, but you can get over it by verbally, vocally voicing out that you really love yourself, even though you may not have in the mentality to catch up with your verbal statement for now. And subconsciously, we probably gone through some trauma, since our childhood time. It's not really uncommon, from our parents, from our society, from the authority that we used to encounter, like teachers. And then indeed lots of like sad news. And then at that time, we may wanted to express it, but not necessarily have like a healthy, positive coaching and role model for us to learn from, for us to trust into and lean to. But that's okay, as a full-grown adult, trust that you are already stronger than ever, and you have already given the power and strength to overcome any scenario, any past trauma. All you need is just to have this openness and willingness, to do a little bit self-discovery. So practice it in front of the mirror and practice self-reconciliation. Make peace with yourself, whether your body image, your habits, your life decision, your choices that lead you to somewhat not you really wanted and you desire at this moment of time. Especially this month is my birthday month, I definitely would suggest that everyone to do this life audit once a year at least. So you can really summarize what did happen in the past year, and you can learn from it, you can accept it, acknowledge it, and truly move on. And then welcome what the new year is ahead of you and what kind of opportunity, the wonders, the gifts, any positivity, the bright future is waiting for you, and it's only when you're ready to open up your hands and receive it. So it's nice to do this audit and to let go and to reconcile everything in the past. Maybe do it 1 year at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 month at a time. It's up to you. It's up to your schedule. And I found this practice really genuinely very vulnerable, very valuable. And by sharing with you, I actually feel vulnerable as well. Because it's part of me. I've been pointing out, I'm not just sharing my head knowledge, but it's really personal experience, and also it's really for my vulnerable weaknesses, but to now that I am having the strength to share and to bring impact and influence and insight and hope and empower everyone who gone through the same journey like me. So I will speak to you next time. Bye! Hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a like and share and give me a comment. Thank you.